This is Optimal Work Daily. The 10 Keys to Selling Anything, Part 1, by James Altucher of jamesaltucher.com. Someone I don't know at all just wrote me with the worst selling technique of all time. He wrote, "I really need to talk to you. Can I have 20 to 30 minutes of your time?" The answer is no. Not that I think I'm so great or my time is so valuable, but his message sort of suggests that my time is worth zero. He is offering me nothing. Even less than nothing, since there's the opportunity cost to 20 to 30 minutes of time. I could be watching half an episode of Mad Men, for instance. There are some variants on this horrible technique, like, "I have a great idea. I'll give you equity if you give me 20 to 30 minutes of your time." I don't know if his equity is worth anything yet, so it's the same problem. Another sign of a bad salesman is a good negotiator. This might not always be true, but it's true for me. I am horrible at negotiation. If I say, "This car is for sale for $10,000, and they say $8,000. I shrug my shoulders and say, okay. When you're negotiating, you have to say no a lot. When you are selling, you're always trying to find the yes. Everyone has a yes buried inside of them, and a good salesman knows how to find where that yes is buried and then how to tease it out. Great salesmen know it instinctively. When you're a negotiator, you have to be willing to say no, regardless of what the other side says. So, although they aren't total opposites, the goals are completely different. But big picture, negotiation is worthless. Sales is everything. Why? Because when someone says yes to you, you're in the door. Eventually, then, you'll get the girl in bed, or guy, whatever. If you negotiate right at the door, then you might have to walk away and try the next house. That takes time, energy, and still might not work out. In fact, often bad negotiation will result in great sales. I'd rather be in the bed than walking door to door. Some examples of my bad negotiation that have worked out for me. A. I sold my first business for much less than other internet businesses were going for at the same time. But it was 1998. The internet was about to go bust. But first, all the stocks went up, and many businesses in the same category held out for more and ended up going bust. Even the guys who sold for a lot more went broke when they didn't sell their stock. B. I gave 50% of StockPicker to TheStreet.com for no money. Blogs were written about how bad my deal was, but when someone owns 50% of your business, they care about what happens. They had to buy my company 4 months later rather than risk someone else owning 50% of it. For companies they only owned 10% of, they gave up on them. I was able to sell about 4 months before the market peaked. After that, it never would have happened. My one employee quit on me because he was so disgusted with the deal I did. See How I Sold StockPicker, Osama bin Laden, and the Art of Negotiation. C. I sold my wife's car for $1,000 less than she wanted to, but now the car was gone. We didn't have to worry about it. That was worth $1,000 to me. D. I got my old company to do websites for New Line Cinema for $1,000 a movie. That was 1/200th what we got for doing The Matrix, even though some of the sites were the same size. Why did I do that? Well, the best designers wanted to be hired by us to work on those movies. Meanwhile, they stayed late on Saturday night to work on Con Edison sites that paid a lot better. I didn't negotiate at all. E. I'm selling my last book on Kindle for almost nothing instead of a higher price, but this got my ideas out more, and 20,000 plus people have downloaded the book. And F. I get offers every day to advertise on my blog, and I say no to every one of them. Not my big picture. The key is, only negotiate with people you really want to sell to, or else it boils down to money. You don't want to be stupid. Only sell something you love to someone you love. Always think, what is the bigger picture here? In many cases, in the bigger picture, the negotiation is not as important as the sale. Hence the rise of models like freemium. 10 Keys to Selling. A. Ask, what's the lifetime value of the customer? When I give away a book for free, it gets my name out there. That has lifelong value for me that goes way beyond the few dollars I could maybe charge. B. Ask, what are the ancillary benefits of having this customer? When we did Miramax.com for $1,000, we became the guys that did Miramax.com. That helped get 20 other customers that were worth a lot more. I would have paid them money to do that site. C. Hear that on tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled The 10 Keys to Selling Anything by James Altucher of jamesaltucher.com.
Amazon 5-Star Theater presents Real Customer Reviews, performed by a real serious improv podcaster. Tonight's review, hot sauce. Eating this hot sauce is a fever dream. It's like acid turning my saliva into lava. I chug almond milk to cut down the heat and assume it's over. But at 1 a.m., the sauce strikes again. It woke me from a deep slumber and sent me to the toilet. I took a runner's pose in the bathroom. I thanked my landlords for the tile floor. The pain rustled my gut like an M16 bullet, spiraling about until finally I woke up 30 minutes later. Then, praying for the end, settled in calm. But no, it rips the sheets off your bed, hurls you around in a fury once more, double flushes the toilet, punches a hole in the wall, then leaves. 5 stars, Aaron B. Thank you for listening to Amazon 5-Star Theater. Looking for unforgettable gifts this holiday season, like a hot sauce to literally burn your thoughtfulness into the memories of your friends? Find your perfect gift this holiday on Amazon.
And thank you to James, who is an entrepreneur, a writer, investor, trader, and also a podcaster. On his podcast, he has interviews with a bunch of talented people you've probably heard of, like Nancy Cartwright, Sarah Blakely, Tony Robbins, Ariana Huffington, and many more. And that podcast is called The James Altucher Show. You can find it wherever you're getting your audio. And it's always in the top charts of the business category of Apple Podcasts for good reason. James has published 20 books and founded or co-founded over 20 companies. So a lot to learn by visiting jamesaltucher.com. And he always has a unique take. But that's it for today. I hope you are having a great one. And I'll be back with you tomorrow where we're going to continue this post. We'll have part 2 for you. And that's where your optimal life awaits.